Alright guys, I got some really great news. A lot of people have been anticipating this video update for my FTMO. I got some bad news first and then I got some good news. The bad news is I actually failed the FTMO challenge that I was recording, but I started another one right away and I actually passed that one within 5 trades. So I'm actually going to break that down. I'm actually going to show you all of my charts on TradingView just to show you my entry and my strategy to pass the FTMO. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe because I do live sessions Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and I also do weekly overviews on the market Sunday. So go ahead and subscribe, smash the like button, and stay tuned for the live sessions. In my opinion, the first phase is definitely really challenging, right? Hence challenge. Because you're on a time constraints and it gives you a lot of pressure to perform within 30 days. You really only have 20 days because you can't trade on the weekends unless you're trading crypto. But for me, it was Forex only, so I'm only limited to Monday through Friday. Anyway, so going back to what I was talking about, I did fail the FTMO challenge that I was documenting, but I started one over right away and I passed that one. So I'm actually going to show you. So I am on my way to being funded not only from Audacity but FTMO as well. So go ahead and tune in, and here we go. Okay, so guys, really exciting stuff for me. Hopefully for you. I'm not here to brag or boast. This is literally just to inspire. Because we all know that if you are taking the FTMO challenge, it's because you're trying to get some capital, right? Let me know if you're actually in the challenge right now. Maybe you passed the challenge in the past. In the comments below, I would love to hear what you guys are doing with FTMO. All right, anyway, so I'm going to break down this equity curve, right? You can tell that, like I said, I started another one literally on July 7th, and I have until August 5th to pass. All right, so I'm one step closer to getting funded, but look at this, right? This is a beautiful jump to the upside, and the main thing that I did was I did a tight stop loss to execute a trade. I was still risking 0.5%, so I actually risked 0.5%, and then I scaled in and risked another 0.5%. But because my entry was so good, I eventually caught the whole move to the downside and made about 11 grand. Okay, so because I am still in this FTMO challenge, I still have to be in this challenge for about 10 days until I move on to the next. But you can tell that this was my max daily loss, so I only had about $1,800, and then my profit target hit $10,947. All right, so here is my equity right now. This is my current equity. My average profit is about $5,900, and then my average loss is $317. So I did take 5 trades total. Like I said, I was using proper risk management. I just used tight stop losses so I can have the ability to leverage up a lot more and give me more opportunities to make more money or more profits, right? So this is kind of like a chronological view of what I did. You're gonna see that I was really trying to get into this GJ short. So what I was doing is I did only 0.5% trades, right? I only risked 5%, and the first trade hit my stop loss. Second trade hit my stop loss, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I really believe in this trade. I'm gonna go in again and risk 0.5%. So I'm gonna actually break down the move, right? That way I can actually prove to you. So if you guys don't know, TradingView actually has a journal, so you can publish your ideas and you can keep them private. So right here you see this little lock key. I actually have my own trading journal locked. That way I can kind of analyze what I did right and what I did wrong. So you can kind of see that right here, this is odd USD, and it went above and I got stopped out. So let's go to the recent trade that I actually took. You're gonna see that I have GJ on the 4-hour time frame, and what I noticed was there's a lot of exhaustion happening, right? So not only one huge exhaustion wick, we have two, and then I started seeing a bearish candle printing, and this one also has a super long exhaustion, right? So let's hit the play button. And you can tell my entry was right around here, and then my stop loss is super tiny, okay? So let's play this. That way you can actually see this beautiful move to the downside. Wow. So it literally just made its move all the way to the downside. I had little to no drawdown. And so let me actually go into the actual chart, right? And I'm going to just show you what I did and what I saw to actually get into this trade to actually pass the FTMO challenge. All right. So looking at the bigger picture, right, you're going to notice that GJ essentially has topped right here. So this is definitely a resistance area. And I was like, all right, well, since it's hitting in a resistance area, we should expect price to come back down. And since, history repeats itself, I noticed that, GJ is going to continue to go down bearish, right? So hopping into the daily time frame, I noticed that GJ started creating lower highs and lower lows. So here was the all-time high. We had a low, a lower high, a lower high, lower low, and then a lower high, a lower low, lower high, and so on and so forth, right? So I got a little bit granular, and I was like, you know what? I should actually check this out. So what I was doing is I was actually looking for price action, right? So I marked this up. This is my zone, and price right here, it came down and broke this zone right here. So we saw a big break to the downside, and these were the huge exhaustion wicks that we were kind of looking at, right? And so if you think about it, right, let me hop into the 1 hour now, because I'm going to get a little bit more granular on the actual entry that I actually got into, right? So as you can tell, right, there's a big break to the downside, it retested, and then we should see a continuation. So on the 1 hour, I see a lot more detail, so I drew up a zone on that 1 hour, right? So here goes another zone. You see exhaustions all over the place, and I was like, you know what, price is having a hard time getting above this, so I'm actually going to put my stop loss right above here, because I do want to see price continue downward, right? So if I pull out my risk to reward ratio, I did a 5 pip stop loss, and the take profit was around 23 times. So I literally only risked 0.5% on this trade, right? I did my entry a couple of times, but when you're getting a 20-to-1 risk reward ratio, I'm not mad at miscalculating my first couple of entries. So guys, I mean, this was literally one of the most beautiful trades I took, but I definitely got into this trade and looked at it from a bigger perspective, right? I saw lower highs forming, and then these black horizontals are pretty much my price action areas to anticipate if price is going to continue down or up, right? So we saw a big break and retest on the smaller time frames, and then I was like, you know what, since the daily is bearish, I'm gonna have to assume that there's gonna be a continuation down, right? So that's all I got. Again, going back to the FTMO, we have my equity curve. Like I said, I lost $450, so I wasn't risking a lot on each trade, guys. My strategy was to have more upside potential by risking less and anticipating a big drop or a big long to the upside. And in this case, with my break and retest, I got that tight stop loss, right? And I went in for a ride. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to join my free Slack community. It's in the description below. It's absolutely free, and I literally respond to anybody immediately. So if you want to be a part of that community, start trading live with us, go ahead and join it. Looking forward to meeting you in the Slack group. All right, guys, so that's all I got. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you learned something from this little strategy and breakdown that worked for me for the FTMO challenge.